From the Kelly Music Center in beautiful Havertown, Pennsylvania, this is a celebration of hope virtual gala and concert for cystic fibrosis brought to you by the Take a Breather Foundation. I'm Doug Shimell, your host for tonight's festivities. Our galas over the past 3 years, just to bring you up to speed, have been at beautiful venues like the Marion Cricket Club, and this year it was going to be at the Overbrook Country Club. But a little thing called COVID-19 has meant getting creative with all of our Take a Breather Foundation fundraising events this year. So in addition to our virtual COVID relief concert we had in June and the virtual Narberth Cystic Fibrosis run we had in September, we've taken all the trappings and glitz and glimmer of the silent auction, the gift-a-wish, and music from our regular gala, and we have gone virtual right here on YouTube. And our goal for tonight's gala is not only raising money to grant wishes for kids and young adults with cystic fibrosis, which is a life-threatening lung disease, but also to inspire hope and happiness. And we do this every year by sending gifts to CF warriors who are in the hospital because cystic fibrosis does not take time off during the holidays. So to get us to our goal tonight, we need you to go down to these links right below the YouTube video wall here, the 2020 Take a Breather Gala silent auction link, right below where you see me here on the YouTube page. And right below that link is a link to our Gift-a-Wish tree. Both are also at takeabreatherfromcf.org website. So if you haven't been looking at them over the last few hours or few days, take a look at some incredible bid items that we have got up for silent auction along with the Gift-a-Wish tree. And we're doing our Gift-a-Wish a little different this year. We've got a premier level. It's called our Pinnacle Platinum. And for a $1,500 contribution, you can grant a wish for everything from computers and bikes to exercise equipment like Pelotons and rowing machines, and to a digital camera, or maybe even providing rent assistance during the pandemic for struggling CF families. And in non-pandemic times, the Pinnacle Platinum can create a trip to Disney or Atlantis, can make all of that possible. Our next tier for Gift-a-Wish is $750. It's our wishful white level. And $750 $250 will grant a wish for everything from iPads and gaming systems to an online shopping spree, and in non-pandemic times, a beach getaway weekend. Our next level is Breather Blue. That's $500, and that will grant a wish for everything from a Chromebook to maybe financial assistance for medical bills for CF warriors and their families. And in non-pandemic times, the Wishful White can mean tickets to a pro sport event or a concert. And our final level for Gift-A-Wish tonight at the Lucky Lilac level of $250. That would grant a wish for financial assistance to help CF families and warriors with their gas and grocery bills during these pandemic times. It can also mean a home entertainment subscription that could include Apple TV, Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, any combination. And in non-pandemic times, it can mean a trip to the Magic Kingdom, lunch with a Disney character, maybe even horseback riding for two, or you could swim with the dolphins. And you will get limo rides both ways there and back to the airport. And if you don't see a level that you like there, feel free to designate your own Gift-A-Wish package at any of those levels by simply writing it in the message section when you donate online. Now, to let you know, the silent auction items, and we've got a lot of those here in studio, we'll be showing them to you. They're also online. They're going to be up for bids. They started last Sunday, and they'll be up for bids till about 11 o'clock tonight, Eastern Time. And some examples, and we'll be showing them to you throughout the night. We've got a couple of fire pits. We've got the family version. We've got the grown-up fire pit. We've got a New Year's Eve basket. We've got a bread making kit and a virtual bread making class, but you'll actually make real bread. It won't be virtual bread. We've also got a teen and student basket for an at-home movie night. That is a projector and a screen. Pretty darn cool. And we've also got a round of golf for 4 people at the exclusive Stonewall in Elverson, Pennsylvania. We've got all sorts of cool things to bid on tonight. So you can bid on the silent auction items, as I mentioned, all the way up to 11 o'clock tonight, Eastern. So grab a glass of wine or champagne or apple cider or hot chocolate or maybe even make a martini. Gosh, but I digress. And sit back and enjoy our very first musical artist. She is an actor, a singer, a songwriter, a harpist, and a cystic fibrosis fighter. And she was with us during our June virtual concert. Please give a big welcome back to our good friend and supporter, Elena Goodrow.
Hi, my name is Elena Goodrow, and this is my original song, Weightless. My mind's stuck in a loop, replaying the 7th night of August. I had no clue it was full of false promise. Melancholy days bled into nights full of outrage. But you don't deserve any more of my time. I used to not see all the signs. But now I'm weightless. I'm done, you're gone, ties have been cut. Now I can focus on self-love. I'm weightless. I'm weightless. At last, I can barely hear your name without getting an uneasy feeling. You don't deserve that power over me. 3 months to the day, I still can't look at your face. But you don't deserve any more of my time. I used to not see all the signs. But now I'm weightless. I'm done, you're gone, ties have been cut. Now I can focus on self-love. I'm weightless. I'm weightless. At last, forgot I could be happy by myself. have been cut. Now I can focus on self-love. I'm weightless. Ooh, I'm weightless at last.
Elena Goodrow and her original phenomenal song, Weightless. Thank you so much, Elena. I want to remind everybody out there to go to the links below where I am in the YouTube window to either the Gift-A-Wish or to the silent auction, or you can go to the takeabreatherfromcf.org website and bid on our wonderful silent auction items, as well as our amazing items in our Gift-Wish levels tonight, which we've got some right here. We've got some back there. We'll be telling you about some of the amazing items that we've got at our Pinnacle Platinum. We've got at our Breather Blue. We've got our Wishful White at $1,500, $750, $500, and $250. So just want to make sure you're checking those out. That's where you can specifically target your money to a wish that has been asked for by a CF warrior. Whereas like the silent auction, those are gifts that you can buy for yourself or someone else, and that money also goes to provide wishes and gifts for those struggling with cystic fibrosis. And of course, everything you donate tonight, all the money raised tonight, helps grant wishes for kids and young adults with cystic fibrosis. Like a CF patient who was a wish recipient, and you can scroll up, Brianna. She was a CF patient who is a dental hygienist program, and she could not afford a laptop. So Take a Breather gave her a brand new MacBook. And we've also done similar things. We've sent presents to CF warriors in the hospital this holiday season, like 19 Chromebooks that Take a Breather sent to the St. Christopher's Hospital for Children in Philadelphia. And before we get to our house band tonight, we've already had some amazing contributions tonight. And I want to run through those very quickly. Patty and Paul Bevlock have already donated $250. The Hadjiadis family, $500. Thank you so much. Lindsay Culp, slide to your left there. That was $100. I knew it couldn't be two zeros. Natalia Vivara, $100. Dennis Manley. Oh, Dennis, one of my Narberth neighbors. $50. Thank you so much, Dennis. Alice Caputo and the Irish recipient, wish recipient family, $25. And Ben Barker, $25. Thank you so much. Every dollar counts. So I want to introduce you tonight to our house band. You heard them at the open of the show. You'll be hearing a lot more from them throughout the evening. So please, please put your hands together for Michael Kaplan and MK and Friends. Take it away, guys. Yeah, make sure you're watching that, Deanna, because you were holding there for a little while. And that is MK and Friends, our house band, for tonight's Celebration of Hope virtual gala for cystic fibrosis. I'm Doug Shimell. The bids are coming in online at the two links you see right below me for the Gift-A-Wish and for our silent auction. Also, you can go over to Take a Breather from cf.org. Make sure you have done your duty, and yes, I said the word duty, tonight, and bid to grant wishes and buy holiday presents for kids and young adults battling cystic fibrosis. Like two brothers, there's 13-year-old Caleb and his 18-year-old brother Gabriel. Both live with cystic fibrosis, and Take a Breather Foundation was able to provide financial assistance to their families during these difficult pandemic times to help them pay their bills. And thanks to your donations, the Take a Breather Foundation has provided pandemic financial assistance to nearly 100 struggling CF warriors. So I'm going to tell you, I've told you we got some great items here on the silent auction list. We've got two wonderful baskets here. They are from the Little Egg Harbor Soap Company. One, I think, is they've got amazing skin products and soaps for all sorts of different uses in bath. One is sort of in our lilac color. The other is kind of a holiday basket. These are wonderful products from the Notaro family. Their facility is down there near the shore in South Jersey. Little Egg Harbor Soap Company. We want to make sure you bid these items up. They are wonderful, wonderful products from one of our amazing partners here at the Celebration of Hope. And now here is our next musical performance, the University of Pennsylvania's premier all-female vocal ensemble. They call themselves the Penn Sirens, and this is their version of Light of a Clear Blue Morning.
It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I can see a brand new day dawning. And I've been looking for the sunshine, 'cause I ain't seen it in so long. But everything's gonna work out just fine. Everything's gonna be alright. It's been all wrong, 'cause I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. It's been a long, long time since I've known the taste of freedom and those clinging vines that held me bound while I don't need 'em. Ooh, I've been like a captured eagle. You know an eagle's born to fly. Now that I have won my freedom, like an eagle, I am eager for the sky. And I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay.
Yes!
A big thanks to the Penn Sirens from University of Pennsylvania. They know how to end a song. That was the cutest ending of a song right there. And you're listening to our house band, MK and Friends, here at a Celebration of Hope virtual gala from the Kelly Music Center in downtown Havertown, Pennsylvania. I'm Doug Shimell, your host tonight. I hope you're looking over all of the magnificent items at takeabreather.fromcf.org and also at these links down here for silent auction and for our Gift-A-Wish, because all the money raised tonight goes to grant wishes and buy presents for struggling cystic fibrosis warriors this holiday season. Now, the Gift-A-Wish we're doing a little bit differently this year. We've got 4 levels. We've got Pinnacle Platinum at $1,500. We've got Wishful White at $750. We've got Breather Blue at $500 and Lilac at $250. That's where you can specify directly a wish that has been requested by a CF warrior and their families. So make certain that you go and check those links out below the YouTube page. And now a word from some CF warriors about some of our amazing sponsors without whom the Take a Breather Foundation could not grant wishes for the cystic fibrosis community.
Hi, my name is Oliver Hudek. I am 11 years old and I am from Buffalo, New York. I like to play baseball, video games, and I love spending time with my family. I would like to thank Gilead because of their support to the Take a Breather Foundation. I was able to go on an awesome trip to Disney with my family. Thanks, Gilead.
Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Black and I'm one of the 30,000 people living with CF. I would like to give a huge thank you to AbbVie, Nestle Health Science, and Foundation Care. Because of sponsors like you and your support to the Take a Breather Foundation, Take a Breather has been able to provide financial assistance to almost 100 CF families who have been hit very hard during this time of COVID. In addition to providing financial assistance, Take a Breather has been able to provide some breathers in the form of MacBooks, Chromebooks, cameras, and exercise equipment. This would not have been possible without your sponsorship. So thank you again, AbbVie, Nestle Health Science, and Foundation Care.
Hi, my name is Jason. I was recently a recipient of a brand new road bike, which was extremely beneficial as exercise is so critical for patients with cystic fibrosis like me. And of course, during this time of COVID-19, I have not been able to go to the gym or pool to exercise. I would like to thank the Navasink Foundation and the Juliana Hike Fund. Because of sponsors like you and your support to the Take a Breather Foundation, I was able to receive this bike. I appreciate everyone who is watching tonight, and if you can, please bid on the wonderful auction items. The funding to this foundation goes a long way. It means so much to the CF community. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you, guys. And that's the understatement of the night. You never really know exactly how far your wishes and those donations tonight go. It's absolutely amazing. And you'll be finding out a little bit more about how a wish led to something pretty amazing. So we want to thank all of our sponsors and make sure that you are going to takeabreatherfromcf.org or go to one of the links right down here for silent auction and for Gift-A-Wish. And speaking of silent auction, why, my goodness, we have something right here. This is what's called a Night by the Fire. This is the grown-up fire basket. And, of course, we've got our lovely staffers here, Molly and Laura. This is the fire pit itself right here. It's a little hard to see. And then this is the delightful scotch and whiskey and barbecue sauce and rub-filled basket. This is a magnificent item. Go to that link right below the YouTube window to our silent auction items. Bid that up because this money goes to help grant wishes for kids and young adults who are battling cystic fibrosis. And we're also trying to bring a little bit of hope and joy to cystic fibrosis warriors who are in the hospital this holiday season by sending them gifts as well. All right, I know that's heavy. You can go put that down. and now we do want a couple of other mentions. You heard about how you never exactly know how a wish might affect a life. We produced a video back earlier this year. We'll tell you more about this a little later in the program. It's called Maddie's Miracle, and that's going to be coming up tonight. It's about how a wish ended up saving a life, but we'll save that introduction for a little bit later. And some donations that have come in tonight. Harry and Kim Ferguson, $500. Harry, fantastic. Thank you. I was looking for you and your guitar tonight. Ruthie Fisher, that was $25. And Jordan Page, that is $25 from Texas, I'm told. Wow, that's fantastic. So we've got folks all over the country tonight watching us tonight. And I think Harry and Kim, that was $500 at the breather blue level of our Gift-A-Wish tree tonight. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep going to those links. Keep bidding. Eat, drink, bid. Eat, drink, bid. Just keep repeating it over and over in case you forget. And now, our next musical artist. A huge welcome tonight, please, for Lindsay Culp. She's going to be singing from Disney's Anastasia, the song Journey to the Past, one of my favorites. Lindsay.
Heart, don't fail me now. Courage, don't desert me. Don't turn back now that we're here. People always say life is full of choices. No one ever mentions fear or how a world can seem so vast on a journey to the past. Somewhere down this road, I know someone's waiting. Here's of dreams just can't be wrong. Arms will open wide. I'll be safe and wanted finally home where I belong. Well, starting now, I'm learning fast on this journey to the love, family. There was once a time I must have had them too. Home, love, family. I will never be complete until I find you. One step at a time, one hope, then another. Who knows where this road may go? Back to who I was, on to find my future. Things my heart still needs to know. Yes, let this be a sign. Let this road be mine. Let it lead me to my past and bring me home at last.
Wow. Talk about a finale. A huge note from Lindsay Culp. Journey to the Past from Anastasia. Just beautiful. Thank you so, so much. We've got a couple more donations to tell you about right here coming in at our various levels. Larry Freeland at our 250 level, which is our Lucky Lilac level. Thank you so much in our Gift-A-Wish tonight. Doreen Buckshire, 250 at the Lucky Lilac level. Donald Phillip at 250 at the Lucky Lilac level. These are amazing, everybody. And the Rasmussen family, 500 at the Breather Blue level. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And I want to reintroduce you, everybody, to tonight's Celebration of Hope house band. You've been hearing little bits and pieces, and we're so happy to be able to let them sort of play, to their heart's content until we have to tell them to stop, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, a big welcome back to MK and Friends. That's an amazing sound. That's our house band tonight, MK and Friends. And I want to introduce you to all the members of this amazing jazz quartet tonight. Over there on guitar, everybody give it up for Mr. Gavin Horning. And over there on the big upright bass back there, that's Mr. Casey Warfield. And back there on percussion, of course, you can never forget your drum guy because he's the glue that holds everything together. And Mr. Nate Gittleman on drums. And of course, the man who gives MK to Michael Cap, or the guy who gives MK to MK and Friends, the guy on the jazz trombone, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Kaplan. Beautiful, guys. And remember, we're here tonight to eat, drink, and bid on our incredible auction items at either of the links below. Right here, you've got the silent auction items and you got the Gift-A-Wish levels. You saw some of those great donations coming in. We need a lot more. You can also go to takeabreatherfromcf.org. All of your contributions tonight go to grant wishes for kids and young adults who are battling cystic fibrosis, and also to send gifts to CF warriors who are having to spend the holidays in the hospital because cystic fibrosis doesn't take holidays off. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you love their sound. I love their sound. MK and Friends are back here with some more jazz wonderment here at the Celebration of Hope Virtual Gala. Take it away, Michael. Oh, that was MK and Friends with, if you couldn't tell, Jingle Bells here at the Celebration of Hope Virtual Gala for Cystic Fibrosis. I'm Doug Shimell, coming to you live from the Kelly Music Center in Havertown, Pennsylvania. The gala brought to you tonight by the Take a Breather Foundation. And we know we have got folks watching tonight from all around the country, and we can tell by some of the donations that are coming in tonight. And we've got folks watching in Arkansas. Hi to everybody in Arkansas tonight. Everybody out in the West Coast in California, Massachusetts. We love you guys up there. Connecticut, Florida, North Carolina, West Virginia. We love you. Thank you for all you do and all your bids tonight. And we want to check in right now with one of those families who's watching the Celebration of Hope Gala. It's the Austin family and some of their friends who are at a gala watch party from their home in Wayne, Pennsylvania. Guys, how's everybody doing tonight?
Great show, Take a Breather. You're doing awesome things.
It feels so great to give just a little bit back.
Good luck tonight, Take a Breather. It's awesome. Really enjoying the show so far tonight.
Thanks for having us.
All right, that's the Wayne. That's those crazy guys out there in Wayne. Thank you for all your support. Before we go to our next introduction, I want to acknowledge some amazing donations and gift-to-wish donations that have come in tonight. The Fitzpatrick family at the Pinnacle Platinum level, $1,500. Thank you so much to the Fitzpatricks. Absolutely amazing. It's amazing what that money can do and the joy it can bring. Colleen Gerlach, $50. We've got Martha Bolter, $50. And, of course, we've got the movie night and the Under the Stars. That's been a very hot one tonight. And close behind, apparently, is the Total Wine gift card during a pandemic. That's not surprising. So thank you, everybody, for those amazing, amazing donations. And now I want to introduce to you tonight the driving force behind the Take a Breather Foundation. He himself has been living with cystic fibrosis and is a double lung transplant recipient himself. I think he just celebrated his 5th lung anniversary. And so please welcome the founder of Take a Breather Foundation and my good friend and the man that makes all of this go, Mr. Matt McCloskey. Matt?
Thanks, Doug. Wow, what a great night so far. And the performances, Elena, Lindsay, and the Penn Sirens all have beautiful voices. And I'm looking forward to the other performances. Love the sound of MK and Friends. Thanks, everyone, for making tonight so special. My name is Matt McCloskey, and I'd like to welcome and thank all of you for tuning in tonight. Before I introduce our keynote speaker, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize those who worked extremely hard to organize tonight's event. Kudos to our friend and host, Doug Shimell. Doug, you always give our events that extra flair, and you make everyone welcome and feel right at home. Oh, wait, we are at home. But thanks anyway, Doug. Thank you to our Gala committee for all their efforts putting on tonight's event, especially Molly McBrien, Laura Zowney, Jen Bleacher, and Liz McDonald. A special thanks to our event coordinator, Perrin Ryle, who has worked extremely hard to make sure everything runs smoothly this evening. Thank you all. Tonight is a celebration of hope, and the theme couldn't be more fitting, as I think I speak for most when I say I hope 2020 is over soon. For those living with CF, hope is more than just a word. Hope is real. We hold tight to hope. Hope for our next breath, hope for tomorrow, and hope that one day soon there is a cure. 5 years ago, At the age of 47, I was in the end stage of my disease, and my only hope was a bilateral lung transplant. This brings me to our keynote speaker. I met Dr. Bermudez shortly after he arrived at the hospital of the University of Pennsylvania. Having been told that my surgery was going to be particularly complicated, Dr. Bermudez assured me that he was up to the challenge and was confident in a positive outcome. Thanks to Dr. Bermudez and the entire transplant team at Penn, I just celebrated my 5-year anniversary. I'm happy to report that 2 special people in the Take a Breather family, Maddie Bertrand and Jen Bleacher, recently received successful lung transplants, and both are doing great and breathing easy. You will hear from Maddie later this evening. Another dear friend of ours, Donald, is on the waiting list for a lung and a liver transplant, and I ask you to keep him in your thoughts and prayers. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the man who saved my life and countless of others and continues to give us all hope. He is the surgical director of the lung transplantation at the Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania. Please welcome Dr. Christian Bermudez.
Good night. I would like to thank Matt the invitation to be here tonight at the 4th annual Take a Breather Gala. This year, unfortunately, in a virtual format. As you know, this has been a difficult year for many families and also for healthcare providers. The pandemic has hit hard all of us. When I talked to Matt and he invited me to be part of this ceremony, I thought it would be a good opportunity to talk about a procedure that brings hope, that is the topic of this gala, to around 200 patients a year in the US suffering from cystic fibrosis. You may not be aware, but the first series of successful lung transplantation was published in 1985 by one of your neighbors here from Narberth, Dr. Joel Cooper. You may see him around having lunch or dinner in some of the restaurants here. But he was the first one to publish a series of successful lung transplant in puny fibrosis. He was a young surgeon in Toronto where he was able to accomplish this incredible milestone. Since then, 70,000 lungs have been performed worldwide. About 10,000 lungs have been done in cystic fibrosis patients, representing today the #1 cause of transplantation in patients younger than 50 years of age. Around 200 lung transplants are performed for cystic fibrosis in the US, and this represents about 15% of all lung transplants performed. Interestingly, we have seen a slight decline, especially over the last year or two, with the newer medications that have been available to patients suffering from this disease. There are still important limitations, especially in terms of referral. About 35% of the patients suffering advanced conditions with cystic fibrosis are not able to get to transplantation due to a number of problems, including insurance coverage, lack of education, older age, and multi-resistant infections. As you can see in the slide, the number of cystic fibrosis transplants had increased over the years. You can see there in purple, and again represents today about 15% of the transplants performed worldwide. But as you also see in this slide, in Europe and North America, the number of transplants performed in cystic fibrosis has had a slight decrease, again, most likely as a reflection of the effectiveness of some of the medical treatment options available today. As we have gained experience treating patients with cystic fibrosis, we have learned and solidified the referral criteria and transplant criteria and listing criteria. In terms of referral, we like to see patients today that have a decline in the FEV1 of the forced expiratory volume in 1 second to less than 30% of predicted. We like to see patients coming to be referred for transplantation when they have infections that are becoming difficult to treat, patients that have bleeding or so-called hemoptysis, patients with pneumothoraces, worsening nutritional status, or increasing antibiotic resistance. That doesn't mean that we're going to be listing that patient. Actually, we require them to be much sicker at the time of listing, and in general consider listing patients for transplant actively when they have profound hypoxia, hypercapnia, or they're in long-term non-invasive mechanical ventilation. They present complications as pulmonary hypertension, frequent hospitalizations, or very rapid functional decline. That would be the time in which we really consider including that patient on the transplant wait list. As we have learned and improved the techniques of transplantation, the good news for the cystic fibrosis community is that we know today that the outcomes of transplantation are the best specifically in this patient population. As you see, the median survival for lung transplantation and cystic fibrosis is close to 10 years, and we have 25 to 30% of the patients transplanted for this disease alive at 20 years. That is an excellent result. But there's still challenges in the cystic fibrosis population. The low lung allocation score at the time of listing is real. Unfortunately, as the medications have gotten better over the years, the priority for transplantation, especially the cystic fibrosis population, has been considered to be low, as their expected survival without transplant has continued to increase. For that reason, we're seeing more and more patients coming to us to be listed in very sick conditions, very often requiring machines to support them as a bridge to transplant. We're seeing still a number of patients coming referred to us with multi-resistant infections, often not able to be transplanted. A number of patients are also coming to us with multiple anatomical abnormalities. The infections over time destroy most of the lung parenchyma in some cases, as you're going to see later, and that leads to a very complex operation, limiting the procedure and the option of transplant in certain situations. As we have seen patients coming now for transplantation at an older age, as they're medically treated for longer periods of time, this becomes a challenge. Now needed to be considered for dual organ transplant, very often including lung liver or lung kidney, making the treatment options more limited for some of these patients. Again, one of the most challenging situations for us is patients coming to see us with resistant infections, especially Burkholderia cepacia. The genome of R3, considered by many centers a contraindication for transplant, as the survival post-transplant is limited and reduced to 50% of a standard transplant patient. There are other infections that in the past were considered contraindication, as the Burkholderia multivorans. Today, we have learned that that can be transplanted without affecting the outcomes. The same thing has happened with PAP-resistant Pseudomonas, now today transplanted on a regular basis. A Mycobacterium abscessus, the other frequently seen infection in patients with cystic fibrosis. We have learned more recently that if we're able to treat those patients before they get to transplant, they do well. And for that reason, now we're considering regularly transplanting patients with this situation. Regarding lung transplantation at Penn, I want to mention that we have performed so far 1,400 lung transplants since 1992 when the program was open. The first cystic fibrosis patient was done in June 18, 1992. And since then, we have performed close to 130 lung transplants in patients with cystic fibrosis. As others have seen, and as international experience has shown, the survival in cystic fibrosis in our hands has also been extremely good. Actually, our longest surviving patient is a cystic fibrosis patient that has been alive for now 28 years since transplant. And interesting, we have seen an increase in the number of transplants performed, especially in the last decade, where we perform 8 to 10 lung transplants for cystic fibrosis every year. Our objectives at Penn is to provide excellence in patient care for regional and national patients. We're a center that accepts patients from across the country. And we have concentrated on patients with complex anatomy, rare diseases, and requiring circulatory support to get to transplant, especially when they're in very advanced conditions. We have fostered within our group innovation and research to be used especially in those patients in need. As you see in this map, our referrals come from all over the country, especially considering the cystic fibrosis population. We have more than 300 referrals every year for lung transplantation. And again, we have performed close to 1,400 transplants since we opened the program in 1992. As you see, the number of transplants has increased, especially over the last 5 to 10 years. We perform between 80 and 110 transplants every year. Interestingly, we have seen a drop in the volume this year with COVID, with close to 70 to 80 transplants performed. Another point that is relevant, especially for the cystic fibrosis community, is that we have seen a drop in the number of cystic fibrosis patients transplanted this year, most likely related to the new therapeutic options available for this patient population. As you see, we rank within the top 5 programs in the country regarding overall volume. And as I mentioned before, cystic fibrosis represents the third cause of transplantation overall, behind COPD and punifibrosis, that is the most frequent indication for transplantation today. We have worked at Penn to try to improve the patient experience, and one of the things that we have done, especially in the cystic fibrosis population, considering that very often they're young, is to try to minimize the surgical access. We have moved in many of the patients from this large incision called clamshell incision to perform small thoracotomies to minimize pain and improve the recovery of these patients. We've also focused on severe anatomical abnormalities. So you see a case here in which the right lung was almost non-existent, and we have been able to improve our techniques to mobilize the mediastinum and been able to place 2 lungs. We've also, with a group of specialists at Penn, pioneered the use of machines to be able to get these patients to transplant. We were the first ones to publish the first experience with the use of ECMO bridge to transplant, and we have been able to use its technology up to 4 to 6 months for patients waiting to lung transplantation with success. We have worked with new technologies, and this is an interesting technology actually developed here in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh. It's called the HemoLung, where we did the first case where this machine was used as a bridge to transplant in a cystic fibrosis patient, removing CO2 with a great success. As others have seen, and as I mentioned before, lung transplant in our experience, especially for cystic fibrosis, being associated with a great survival, excellent survival compared to other diseases, with a 55% survival at 10 years, with our longest patient surviving close to 28 years at this point. But still, there are some challenges for the future, and there are still things that we need to continue to work on. Most importantly, we want to understand the effect of the new therapies, the new CFTR modifiers. What is going to be the effect of those medications in transplantation for cystic fibrosis is unknown. So far, we have seen a decrease, but we're expecting some of these patients to come back 5, 7 years after, again, needing transplantation. So we're working on modifying a few things for the future, including the immunosuppression, to try to tailor immunosuppression for this patient population. We're trying to improve the access of these patients with cystic fibrosis to lung transplant so they don't need to come when they're really, really sick. And also we're trying to understand how to better accomplish combined organs, as we have seen patients coming to us, especially with worse liver function due to their disease. But at the end of the day, I want to bring the main topic of this gala, that is hope. The importance of working as a team between patients and doctors and institutions like Take a Breather Foundation to bring hope to many patients. And I want to bring you one example of Maddie. She's a young patient that was transferred to us from Chicago, and this was coordinated all by Matt and his group and Take a Breather. She was transferred to us very sick, required mechanical support as a bridge to transplant with a great result, as you see in the slide. This was taken after the transplant, evidently. Maddie, I understand, is going back to college. She's back in college now in a virtual fashion like many of the kids today. But so far she's doing very great, and we're very happy of the result obtained, again, showing the importance of collaboration and communication among institutions and foundations to get the best benefit for these patients. And I want to finish this thanking again Matt for his incredible and relentless effort to help patients in the cystic fibrosis community. He's a patient himself and has been an example, himself and his wife Chris, and many others in the foundation, to support and bring hope and dreams, especially to the younger patients with cystic fibrosis. Thank you, Matt.
Dr. Bermudez, Matt McCloskey, thank you for all you do to make life with cystic fibrosis better for the entire CF community and their families and the CF warrior. I have to tell you that the story that Dr. Bermudez referenced there, I found out about a little over a year ago. I was brainstorming with Take a Breather's amazing staff about upcoming projects, to promote for media coverage. And as a career news guy, I'm always asking, okay, well, tell me more. What else is there? What's going to pique their curiosity? And we were kind of going along, and they were mentioning some things. And finally, somebody kind of whispered to the side and said, well, should we tell them about Maddie? Well, we haven't really asked Maddie yet. And I said, yes, tell me about Maddie. Well, the resulting video is an emotional testament to how Take a Breather's wish actually helped save a life. Here is Maddie's miracle.
I could hear this was a mother's desperation plea, doing anything that she could to save her child's life. After being on the transplant list for 17 months, Maddie became high risk.
When the doctors told me that they were delisting me, I felt like a rug had been pulled out from underneath me and that I was just falling.
The life-saving call Maddie Bertrand waited for now wouldn't come. Too medically frail for a double lung transplant in Chicago, it looked like the cystic fibrosis she had battled for 19 years had won.
Our options were to take her home on hospice, or keep her in the hospital.
But something was telling Linda Bertrand there had to be another option. For some reason, her mind flashed to a wish trip their family had been granted a year earlier by the Take a Breather Foundation.
I ended up going to Hawaii, and it was one of the best experiences ever. I just enjoyed being with my family.
For us, Take a Breather trip came at just the right time because Maddie's health was getting worse and she was having more frequent hospitalizations.
Maybe, just maybe, Take a Breather would know what to do.
So Monday morning, God laid it on my heart to call Matt.
I said, Linda, I'll do anything. That's what I'm here for.
Matt McCloskey had been there. Just a few years earlier, cystic fibrosis meant a double lung transplant for him at age 47.
After I was given the gift of life, my life has obviously changed. I feel obligated to share my good fortune, my blessing with other people when I can.
The founder of Take a Breather called his own transplant team at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia.
As soon as I had a conversation with Linda, I emailed Dr. Bermudez and our entire team because it sounded like she needed to be transferred from Chicago to here immediately.
When he called me and said, Matt, we'll try to do our best to help Maddie. So it was special. It was something unusual, and there was a connection there.
In just 2 days, Maddie Bertrand was to be medevaced from Chicago to the University of Pennsylvania. There were no guarantees Maddie would even survive the flight, let alone be listed for a transplant once she got there.
I felt like it was a door that was opened, and we were going to walk through it.
I would have been hopeful for something to come out of this because I knew that the Lord wouldn't have been done with me yet.
Evidently, he wasn't. Within weeks, a new set of lungs and a new life for Maddie that no one would have predicted.
Maddie, you're home!
Look at your balloons!
Balloons!
There's balloons!
How's it feel? And you're breathing with those new lungs.
If it wasn't for Take a Breather, I wouldn't be sitting here today with my mom.
We're just so grateful and we will be eternally grateful to Take a Breather and Matt and Molly.
There are still months of tough physical therapy to go.
Push, 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 push. Good.
It used to be hard to get up and out of chairs, but I can now do that by myself.
Nice. Way to go. Speed is getting faster and faster each time.
Walking was a struggle, but now I can walk all over.
Good job.
And it's also been a year living away from home.
We've made some amazing friends here at the Ronald McDonald House.
We play Monopoly Empire. It's probably like our new favorite game.
She always beats me.
But it's a story of survival that came together through a wish and a connection.
We treat the sickest of the sick. And in this case, we felt great to be able not just to help our friend, that is an incredible advocate for CF, but also, most importantly, Maddie.
Fantastic. Your lungs are great, really, really good.
What started out as a breather trip to Hawaii, this was the ultimate breather where it saved her life.
That's the whole point of these foundations. Yes, we don't have a cure for CF yet, but because of connections between people and people like Matt and his foundation, we have been able to actually make miracles happen.
That truly is Maddie's miracle. We produced that story just before all of the pandemic shutdowns at the beginning of the year. And since then, Maddie's miracle has continued every day, every week, every month since. And Maddie joins us now with an update on how she's doing from her home in Chicago. Maddie.
Hello and good evening. As you know, my name is Maddie Bertrand, and last year on August 30th, I received my life-saving double lung transplant. As you just saw in the video, this miraculous story of how through the Take a Breather Foundation and our relationship with Matt and Molly ultimately helped in saving my life. I would like to give you a quick update on life post-transplant. When I arrived home in March after living in Philadelphia for 9 months, I opened the door and was greeted by the cutest little fur ball. Her name is Marley. She is the sweetest, most energetic puppy I have ever met and whom I absolutely love and adore and instantly fell in love with. Over the summer, I resumed college classes so that next fall I can hopefully transfer to a university on the Florida coast. This fall, I had the opportunity to go to Florida for the grand reopening of the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, where I hope to work someday. I got to see the resident dolphins Hope and Winter, as well as other resident animals at the aquarium. I also visited 2 universities, one of which I'm planning to transfer to in order to pursue my degree in marine biology. My health post-transplant has been very good, with no rejection in my new lungs, which has made us all so very excited. I'm so thankful and blessed and very excited for what the future holds. I am so thankful for the donor's family and for all those who donate their organs to save lives. Before receiving the transplant, I went through a really difficult time in my life. However, it's safe to say that this year everyone is having a hard time and is struggling. The beauty in that is that we are not alone and that we are all in this together. When I was removed from the list, I thought that was the end for me. However, I'm here today and I'm alive and breathing with these new lungs. I know things seem bleak at the moment, but that only means things will get better from here. So I leave you with this thought. Do not lose hope. Keep looking ahead and do not look back. Know when times are at their darkest, there's always a light just up ahead.
Maddie, thank you. You look great. You sound fantastic, and I'm glad things are going so well for you since we last saw you. And as you saw in the Maddie's Miracle video, a Take a Breather Foundation wish led to a life-saving double lung transplant for Maddie Bertrand, and it proves you just never know exactly how your donations tonight can affect lives in the cystic fibrosis community. So please go to the links right below the YouTube window for the silent auction items and for the gift-a-wish, or you can go to takeabreatherfromcf.org and bid on all of our must-have auction items. The silent auction items will be up there till 11 o'clock Eastern tonight. And I want to mention some donations at Gift-a-Wish and some donations outright. The Divine Family, $250 from our Lilac level tonight. That's fantastic. Kim Kennedy, $100 donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Tim and Karen Green, I believe that it's at the Lilac level of $250. Thank you very much. That is wonderful. John Fritz, I think we mentioned at $50 level. That's fantastic. The Divine Family, $500 level at the Breather Blue level. That's fantastic. And the Campanella family, another Breather Blue donation for our Gift-A-Wish tonight, $500. Those all, of course, targeted directly to wishes that have been requested or asked for by CF warriors and their families. The Posayas de Pena family, that's $50. Thank you so much. And we want to mention, of course, we've got a couple of items that we need to get some more bidding action on. One is the emsculpt, and I was not familiar with emsculpt, but it's a FDA-approved, non-invasive electromagnetic procedure that claims to eliminate fat cells and tighten muscles. So that's without going to a health club. Oh, that's heaven. So it's a $1,200 value. The bid right now is at $350. We would love to see you boost that up because these are incredible values. You can take that home with you and or give it as a gift. It's a wonderful gift. The other thing that we would love to see some more bids on is a photography session with digital images from one of our amazing Wish recipients. She was our keynote speaker last year. And the bid right now is $250. We know the value is much higher than that. It's a $600 value. So please, 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 we'd love to see some more bids coming at that. And we also have a teen basket tonight, which has got all sorts of fun teen stuff. Of course, I don't know what teens consider fun these days, but it's probably a lot more fun than what I did. But it's, what's in there? Oh my goodness. You've got a Crosley turntable, Friends puzzle and playing cards, Fuji film, Instax camera and photo cube, a Lux fleece blanket. Oh my God. Perfect gift for the holidays. There's all sorts of other stuff in there too. So the teen fun basket. We want to have more bids on that. And one thing that we'd like to have some more bids on, of course, my son, Alec, out in Cleveland, was hoping I would jealously guard this. So Alec, I have to mention it. This is the New Year's Eve basket, and it is a bottle of Dom Perignon Champagne, a favorite of James Bond, the late Sean Connery. And it's got two stemless champagne flutes, and it's got Belgian chocolat. That's a wonderful, wonderful item. Would love to see a little more activity on that because everything from these donations from Gift-A-Wish goes to help CF kids and their families and bring a little bit of joy this holiday season. And thank you for everybody who did the Gift-A-Wish wall as well. Those are fantastic donations. But your job is not finished yet because my job is not finished yet. So now a word from a few more of our cystic fibrosis warriors about our fantastic sponsors. Guys.
Hi, I'd like to recognize a few of tonight's sponsors. Thanks to our friends over at Viatris, Reliable, and Flanagan's Boathouse. Please know that through your generous support of this evening's event, you are making a huge difference for those living with CF. And for this, we are extremely grateful. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Violeta and I am 14 years old. I would like to thank Vertex for giving new experiences to CF patients like mine, which was a trip to the Grand Canyon. Thank you so much.
To the Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania Lung Transplant Program, it is because of you Take a Breather is able to continue their mission of providing much needed breathers to patients living with CF. Thank you.
Thank you, Bryn, Violetta, and Matt. You are watching a celebration of Hope Virtual Gala for Cystic Fibrosis live from the Kelly Music Center here in Havertown, Pennsylvania. I'm Doug Shimell, your host for this evening, and make sure that you've gone to the links right below the YouTube page here for the silent auction items. We just went through a few of them before, and the Gift-A-Wish wall. We need those are targeted directly to wishes that have been asked for. Or you can visit the Take a Breather from CF.org website and bid to help grant wishes for kids and young adults with cystic fibrosis. And also this holiday season to provide gifts to kids battling cystic fibrosis in the hospital because CF does not take a holiday, unfortunately. And you've been listening to the amazing sounds of MK and friends tonight. They are absolutely wonderful tonight. I want to just mention, as we told you a little bit earlier, this Dom Perignon with the stemless champagne glasses and chocolat. We also have those two wonderful baskets from Little Egg Harbor Soap Company down the shore. They make wonderful soaps and lotions. I use them, and imagine how I would look if I didn't use them. But they are wonderful products from the Notaro family, one of our great partners tonight. And we've got all sorts of other, you saw the wonderful fire pits. We've got the family fire pit. We've got the grown-up fire pit. And many, many other items. So make sure you go to that link right down here, or go to the Gift-A-Wish site and make certain you bid, because we need your help. They need your help. Up next, music from two talented young ladies who graduated high school only this year, and they have been lifelong supporters of Take a Breather in the CF community. They were part of our COVID relief concert back in June. Please give a hello and a welcome back to Carolyn Conway and Sarah McGovern singing Grown Up Christmas List.
Hi, thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Caroline Conway.
And I'm Sarah McGovern.
And here is Grown Up Christmas List.
Do you remember me? I sat upon your knee. I wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now and still need help somehow. I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list. Not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. As children we believed the grandest sight to see was something lovely wrapped beneath our tree. But heaven only knows that packages and bows can never heal a hurting human soul. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. What is this illusion called the innocence of youth? Maybe only in our blind belief can we ever find the truth. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time
That was beautiful music from Carolyn Conway and Sarah McGovern and their rendition of Grown Up Christmas List. And now, while you check to see if you've been outbid on your auction item, I want to give a big welcome back to our house band tonight. They've been wonderful to put up with all my start and stops and hand signals and this and that. Once again, a big round of applause, everybody, for MK and Friends and their original composition, Negative Proof. Guys? And that was our house band tonight, MK and Friends, here live at a Celebration of Hope virtual gala for cystic fibrosis. I'm your host, Doug Shimell, where we're getting close to the end of our live virtual fundraiser to grant wishes for kids and young adults with cystic fibrosis. So I want to run through a few of our donations tonight at the Gift-A-Wish wall. Brett and Sally McGovern, $250. Fantastic. Thank you so much at our Lilac level. Emily Meredith, $50. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Ryle family, perhaps related to our amazing staffer, Perrin Ryle, at the $250 level. Thank you very much. The Pfaffman family at $250 as well. And we've got Ellen Loftus and Perrin, slide to your right just a little or left. $100. Thank you. And Samuel Bolter, $50. Goodness gracious, that is absolutely wonderful. And I want to mention to you one item we were talking about the digital photographic session and 10 digital images with Shannon Locker. I can't believe I couldn't remember her last name. She's a lovely woman, a Wish recipient, and our keynote speaker last year. $600 value. We want to see some more bids on that tonight. And I want to bring your attention to this lovely work of art here tonight. This is by someone very close to us here at Take a Breather Foundation, the Lynch family, and community member Trish Lynch. This is Glorious Morning. She actually helped this evening with our beautiful set decorations tonight, so thank you, Trish. This is an original seascape artwork, 11 by 14 oil on canvas. It is a sunrise at the beach, hues of pink, orange, yellow, and more. It's one word from the artist. She says, "I love painting beach scenes. I hope that it fills someone's spirit as it has mine and lifts someone's spirit." So that is a priceless. We're at $135. We want to see that bump up a little bit more, please, because remember, everything we raise tonight goes to grant wishes for kids and young adults with cystic fibrosis. And it also goes to bring some hope and joy and gifts to CF warriors who are spending the holiday in the hospital. And we know it's a tough year for all of us in a pandemic. It's even tougher for cystic fibrosis patients who typically have to be on guard all the time and maintain distance all the time and hand hygiene. All the things that we have, rest of us in the non-CF community have sort of learned the hard way over the past 10, 11 months. Well, I just want to let you guys know that we are at the end of our evening tonight. I can't believe we're already at the end of the evening. So make certain you go to all of those links for the Gift-A-Wish and for the silent auction. And all of our silent auction items are going to remain up for bids online until 11 o'clock tonight. And that's 11 o'clock Eastern time. And you can go to the silent auction link right below. Now, for the Gift-A-Wish levels, they can be purchased after tonight, anytime in the next few days, by going to takeabreatherfromcf.org, the Take a Breather Foundation website. So keep on bidding. Remember, silent auction items, they'll be on there up till 11 p.m. Eastern tonight. And the lucky winners of the silent auction will be notified tomorrow, Friday, December 4th. So for all the hard-working, socially distanced staff from Take a Breather Foundation tonight, Perrin Ryle and Laura Zowney, and we've got Molly McBrien over there, and Matt McCloskey, and all those, I'm forgetting the name, and also the great staff here at the Kelly Music Center, Tom and Paul Kelly, thanks for giving us such a wonderful venue for this needed event. That's why we took everything virtual this year. So keep on bidding. I'm Doug Shimell saying, please stay safe. Have a wonderful holiday season, and MK and friends, take us home, guys.
you.